Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve.
Yes, better understand situations as we evolve. My name is Mark Godwin Iwejuwa, and you're welcome to SSM Friday World Affairs Update. And joining me as usual is my colleagues, my coordinators. With us here is Olayinka Raji, Lagos, Nigeria. Raji, you're welcome to Friday Update.
Glad to be here. Good morning, viewers across the world. Welcome to our Friday program, the World Update. Thank you.
Nice. So how has it been, Olayinka Raji? What's happening in Lagos? It's hot, we know. Is it raining? Are there flood rain taking over houses again?
For some time now, there haven't been much rains, and since the weather is just cool, I think we are enjoying it. Not much rains, no reports of floods or everywhere.
Okay.
Even the floods that happened those times have cleared away, and all the cause of the flood has been checked, and I'm sure the canals have been cleared, and there will be no floods again, regardless of the amount of rains we have.
Rainfall. Okay. Thank you very much. But one thing that is not too cool coming from Nigeria is the death of the Ohaneze Ndigbo leader. That's Chief Emmanuel Iweanyanwu. Emmanuel Iweanyanwu died yesterday, 82-year-old, and it shook the world. We had it, and we were also taken. We were surprised, even though he's old. So the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, former president Mohamed Buhari, and some governors yesterday mourned the death of the president general of the Ohaneze worldwide. That's Chief Iweanyanwu. Chief Iweanyanwu was a main figure in Nigeria. They say his passing now marks the end of a notable career of the man and his leadership. He served as that Ohaneze Ndigbo worldwide leader, a social cultural organization representing the Igbo people, and he's known to also have a lot of businesses. Champion newspaper, one of them. Raji, how do you see the death of Ohaneze Ndigbo Chief Iweanyanwu?
First, my sincere condolences to my in-laws across the Niger. It's always painful when you lose elders of the group. Most of these elders are actually encyclopedias of the history of the people. Okay. And unless they have downloaded that history and their own perspectives to people, their death is always a loss to the society.
Their death is always a loss to the society. Okay, so yes, he died 82, but that was not too bad in this time, Raji. I mean, the life expectancy rate of Nigeria has fallen real low this past years. I think it's now 58 or so. I don't know the average. So if people cross to this threshold, I think it's not. What do you say? It's not too bad.
I think you are as they say with statistics, just molding it. By the time Chief Iweanyanwu was 20, life expectancy was probably much more than 58 now, or probably lower. But as national selection went on with it, some people died even before the age of the supposed life expectancy.
Yes.
So I think the current life expectancy will not apply to him because he had crossed that 58 long before this yes came in. So yes. And regardless of the age a person dies, it is always painful. My mom died at over 100. We still felt pain that he has left. So regardless of the age, we don't like to lose our people. But when it comes, when he lives a good life, it is always celebration. And for in his case, it's celebration of life.
It's celebration of life.
Yes.
So, viewers, Ohaneze Igbo leader, the chief Iweanwu, dies at 82, and that's what we are discussing here. So, let's also say that, Raji, let's say that the man has done some things. I remember growing up, we had the Concord, the Champion newspaper. He had some businesses back in the days. Iweanwu football team was one of the local football team in Nigeria back then. That was also they were at Division 1 most times, you know. So, and that shows how he was also interested in that aspect of activity, sports, and probably making sure they progress well. So, how do we look at such Nigerians that have made inputs into the Nigerian economy somehow? And also, but before we continue, Raji, let's bring in Sir George Chukwu. Sir George Chukwu, you're welcome this morning to World Affairs.
Thank you so very much. Thank you.
It's good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you. Alainka Raji, good morning, and viewers from around the world, welcome to our show this morning. It's going to be a fantastic one.
Thank you. So, Sir George, we are talking about Iweanwu. Yesterday, we lost the great man, Ohaneze Igbo leader, Emmanuel Iweanwu, died at 82. So, Raji and I were making some comparison, life expectancy rate in Nigeria, and men like that did something, notable things to help people, to help the economy, So, what's your take on Iweanwu?
Well, he didn't live that long, in my own estimation. We don't know what happened, but I extend my condolences to the family and to the group of Ohaneze Igbo and all the Igbos. Actually, we lost a great man there. He was a very friendly individual, happy-go-lucky person. I met him a few times when I was in Nigeria during the political era, during the Jonathan administration. And 82, he did try a little bit, but I wish he had lived a little bit longer, at least 90 years old, But we see 82 is what we are talking about. What's his name today? The President of the United States of America, who is only 81. But if you look at the movement of this man, he looked younger, more vibrant, although that he was a little bit overweight. But if you look at him, he doesn't even look a day past 65.
Yes.
Yeah.
But so, I think his weight probably was a natural thing. It wasn't like out of obesity from eating, because such a man will obviously know the hazard of rough eating. What do you think?
Well, we are hung by our tongue sometimes, so we don't know how much he loved food. Some of us love food so much that even in diabetic condition, we still eat some of the things we're not supposed to because of the, the organicness and the sweetness and deliciousness of our food. So, but anyway, we extend our sincere condolences to the family and to the Igbo as a whole.
Thank you, George. Good one. But George, Raji and I were saying something. Raji, we said the life expectancy rate in Africa, Nigeria, has fallen real down. I mean, it's the last time I checked, they said it's now 58. It used to be 62, now it's 58. So if somebody has passed that threshold and is 80, now at this point in time, I mean, don't you think it's quite impressive? Raji was saying something.
It is to that degree. To that degree, it is impressive. We still have quite a few number of people that are living much older than that, but it's just simply because of the condition of things in our country. You see quite a few number of premature deaths in our country that brought that that is bringing the average down to such a deplorable state. And one of those things is because of sometimes when we are crying out about even with this particular protest that is being planned, there is no statistical analysis or gathering of a pure number of people that are actually dying. When we talk about bad governance, Alain Karaji sent something the other day. He was talking about what actually the names of the leaders of this protest is: hunger, stress, bad governance, and all those type of things. We take it for a joke. And yet some of these people that that are fighting for the government per se, they come out lying through their teeth and talking nonsense as if what people down there are going through they're just crying out for the sake of crying out. When the youths are coming out and saying enough is enough, you have mortgaged our future, you have taken all the resources that we can use during our own time to lead, you have given all away, you don't care about us. They're crying out, for goodness sake. Do you know how many professors died in Nigeria during the time when they could not pay their pensions? They're standing in line waiting for their own pension, having worked all their lives. Many of them dropped dead.
We're going to come to that, George. We surely will talk about this. These are important things you're bringing up. So, but let's move on. It's Friday and it's World Affairs, viewers, but we're doing some local news because it's urgent. We need to. They say you can't be running after the rat when your house is burning. Is that how is that? So we will talk about our local news. One of such is that this morning, Raji, they said there was a meeting yesterday in Asu Rock. The traditional leaders met with President Tinubu, and they are also telling Nigerians to please shelve every protest and let's give the man time to do what he has to do. But how long do we keep giving him time? But anyway, there was a meeting with the elders yesterday. Raji, tell us what's the plan for this protest? Why the talk and all that? Let's hear you.
If this government has given people hope, then it will be okay for you to want to give them time. But from the very first hour of Tinubu coming in, he disrupted the whole country. Disruption has been consistent. So that I think it seems as if it's a planned disruption, so that while the people are getting over one disruption, another one is brought in. And then as we are getting settled to that destruction, then they will bring a distraction for us to be chasing, and then they will introduce another disruption. So for this traditional rulers meeting in Abuja, I don't understand, because every move by this government is deceptive. It's deceptive. I believe that what the government is doing is to diffuse tension for now and not do anything about it. Just diffuse the tension, nip it in the bud, not do anything about it. Now, I won't even be surprised if the government is not pushing out certain narratives that will make the protest lose support and lose steam. It won't be. I can't put it beyond this government to be printing Tinubu must go T-shirts to discourage people from going to vote, going to protest. Is it because they have not given us anything for us to trust them? to trust them. This government has not done
so you're
anything for us
saying
to trust them.
the government can also facilitate things to make it look like there's a protest. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes. No, to make the protest that genuine protest become something that will divide the people. Because I am willing to go out to join the protesters. But I'm not going to go to join a protest that comes with Tinubu must go, because we have not gotten to that point yet. And I'm sure, and it will take you a long time to change my mind to say that government is not involved in that Tinubu must go agenda.
What's the rationale? What's the rationale behind that? If government is involved, tell us. Viewers,
don't you know about disinformation, misinformation, and disingenuous things that the government can do?
Yes, with the viewers. Let them understand.
Yes. So because the government controls information, so they can bring out certain things that will actually throw serious discord among the protesters. You see, they start by saying, okay, who are the protesters? When Tinubu was leading the protest and everything, was there anything about who are the protesters, who are the leaders? They just came out and they were protesting. When they wanted to protest, didn't they come out first before they read out their demands? So why are they now calling for the face of the protesters?
Thank you very much, Raji. You're opening some eyes here, breaking some eyes. George, one of what I say in all of this is, why are the protesters even? Why did they start up like this? The Kenya protest just started up. Nobody did any announcement, pre-announcement, pre-notice. You know, why were they doing this? Taking time, looking for who's behind it, all this talk. I mean, is there something like Raji's trying to tell us? What do you think, George? Tell us.
Well, people are trying to exercise their constitutional right to protest. The last one that happened, many of the bodies are still in the morgue. You know, most of them have not been buried. It was only recently that we found out that hundreds of those bodies were still in the hospital. Knowing how open and how blatant the lies of the government were, you know, who massacred a lot of youths behind paying, you know, the families of those, youths that were killed. So, you know, when they come out, they want to internationalize, you know, the aspect of their own and the reason why they want to protest. You know, because when you think about it, if they just come out, these people will bring the military out, and there will be masses of, you know, tippers of bodies being buried, you know, without any knowledge, like what they did in the southeast of Nigeria during the, IPOB. So the reason I applaud them for letting the world know we are about to protest, because enough is enough, and we are tired of sick and tired of being tired. So it is a good idea that, you know, the whole world is now watching. Now, but what you're seeing through the government, you know, Olayinka Raji, the one that posted where Tinubu was talking about during the era when he was in, I think, you know, when they were protesting, you know, in those days. And I heard every single word that he spoke, and it seems like the chicken is come back home to roast, or whatever, how you say that proverb. So now you gotta be careful, because what you sow eventually is going in the future to wait for you. Now here we are with this government. Every aspect of his supporter is now throwing stones and trying to distract us, you know, from the main truth and the main substance of this protest. If they don't blame P2OB, they will blame the Oro people who will come out and say, oh, all of a sudden, what happened during the election, when they mandated that, you know, people should not come out because they're doing the Oro festival. Right now, all of a sudden, in August, they're doing Oro festival again. Who is deceiving who? This is what you call lying, deceiving and being deceived, because they're deceiving themselves. And these people are so, they are so bent on doing what they're supposed to do that it doesn't matter what this government is doing. They will do the protest. Now, you see all these elders going over there to talk to Tinubu. Are they telling him that there should not be protest? Are they telling him? Because most of these leaders, I can guarantee you, they are visited on a daily basis. They are visited, every month. And when they are visited, I can guarantee you they are being well taken care of. Been there, done that. They have been doing that. So what we are saying is, let the protest go on, and please don't kill our children. Let them exercise their constitutional right. Let them tell the world what is going on in Nigeria. Now, for the government themselves, stop all these distractions and stop all this lying. Bayo Ononuga is one of the most blatant stupid men I've ever seen. I'm sorry I'm saying this, but I have never seen a man that is supposed to be educated, but yet as illiterate as can be. These things are happening in the face of everybody around the world. I am so sorry, but it just annoys me, the kind of stupidity that I'm seeing with some of these people that Tinubu, selected to, join him and to work with him.
It's okay. We know we're human. We can express ourselves beyond. Let's bring in a diva so that it balances the masculinity here, the masculine figures. Diva Bidi Nana, you're welcome to SSM Friday World Affairs.
Thank you for having me.
Nana, Bidi, your hairstyle this morning is just same. It matches.
Sir George, are we talking about the protest or beauty contest?
Can I welcome the diva, please? Don't you see how angry I was when I was looking at your face and Massive Max's face?
Okay. Now you are smiling.
Yes.
That's good.
So, allow me to enjoy myself. Allow me to enjoy myself.
You see why God is so awesome. God knew that if it were all men in this earth, that's how it would have been. Sometimes we'll be frowning our face.
Yes. Allow me to enjoy myself.
So when the female touch enters, the whole place changes.
Yes. Welcome, Nana.
Good morning.
Yeah,
Good
welcome,
morning, everyone. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, our viewers.
Yes, it's Friday anyway, international news update, but we are doing our home news before we go up to the international side. We still on the protest. We started with Iwanyan, George and BD. I think you people want to say something about the elder statesman that we lost yesterday. Iwanyan, the head of the Ohanese Igbo organization. So what do you have? Let's hear you both.
Am I speaking?
Bidi will have to speak because I've already spoken.
Okay. Yes, Bidi, go ahead. Right. Yes, Bidi.
Please, I need to speak in your last comment before you comment.
No. Just do the small tributes for Ohanese.
Yeah, Emmanuel Iwanyan was passed on yesterday after a brief illness. Emmanuel Iwanyan was the President General of Ohanese worldwide, and he took over after Odiozo died. And he's dying again now. Well, this is a big hit on Ohanese and Igbos worldwide. Well, we pray that God grants his family, Ohanese, Igbos generally, the fortitude to bear this great loss. Emmanuel Iwanyan was a great man. The little time he has led Ohanese very well. I can't tell you here that he's actually a little bit better than Jozo because he's a vocal man. He's not that kind of leader who wants to be diplomatic. He said the truth. So Igbo to meet him, Ohanese will meet him. May his soul find rest.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That was beautiful. Okay. Yeah, so the topic is still on the protest, and we found out that some elder men, kings and obas and chiefs in the land visited Tinubu in regards to the protest. So what's your view on that, BD? How do you see? Mm-hmm.
They were at Aston Villa yesterday, and Tinubu has got out some money to them to go to their respective homes, constituencies, villages, and communities and silence the people from protection. And if you look at the atmosphere since yesterday when they come back, it has changed because a lot of them are coming back with Ghana must go, filled of money. And someone will ask me, who told me? Like most times, we have gotten to the stage in this country that we have to be saying the truth and say it the way it is. No longer who told us, because that was actually what happened in Astor yesterday. He did not call them to discuss how to reduce the cost of fuel subsidy, the cost of electricity tariff, or the cost of price of things in the market. No, that is not what they discussed. What they discussed that he said, give me time, I will do something, but don't allow this protest hold. Now, and I'm asking Nigerian youth, because some of the Nigerian youth said, there's one that we are dealing with now that they've given him they are remembering that they gave him about 50-something million naira. So, when they receive all this money, they'll come on social media, they come on media trying to tell people why they should not embark on this protest. Do you understand? Now, Mr. President, I wonder why you're so much afraid in Nigerians embarking on protest. Because embarking on protest doesn't mean war. It means that people want to come out and register their displeasure on the way you have been ruling them. And it is in your duty to do something. Now, let me tell you one thing. If this government actually wants to do something differently, this protest has been planned for a month and not today. If the government that actually wants to do something, they started by doing something, reducing the cost of living and reducing the cost of tariffs. People that, one of the things we're having serious with is the Nigerian government taxes. The Nigerian government have increased their taxes. I'm telling you, if you want to clear goods in Nigerian ports now, if it's something that you used to clear with 1 million naira or 800,000, it's about 3 million naira today. Now tell me, when you pay government 3 million naira to clear goods, now the government wants to dictate to you how much you will sell the goods, without minding that they are the ones who are inflicting this pain on people. So it's not that the Nigerian government don't want to do anything, but what they want is to silence people. And I want to tell Nigerians that all those leaders that were in Astor yesterday, they went there and they shared money to them. And they are going back to silence you people from protesting. That's all I want to say here on this case.
This is serious. Raji, you want to come in? Is there anything you want to say?
Yes, yeah. I echo what BD is saying about that. You have notice of over 1 month about an impending protest. And all that you are doing is to disrupt that protest instead of addressing the point of the protesters. Calling traditional rulers to come and to go and talk to their people. There's no solution. The government does not intend to do anything to help the citizens. The government intends to continue with this wicked, vicious hold on the people, to continue to oppress them, to continue to borrow, to borrow and to spend profligately.
Okay. Viewers, you are hearing it. Gentlemen, let's go on a small break. George, when we come back, please, let's know what's happening. There was wildfire yesterday in that town in Canada, Jasper. Please, we need to get the update. Viewers, this is it. A few days to the planned protest in Nigeria, and the gentleman and Diva here, we are analyzing it. So let's come back. Join us again on the other end. Thank you.
Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve. In a world where news flies around every minute, You need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Yes, viewers, you are tuned into SSM Friday World Affairs. And my name is Mark Godwin. We're joined with George from Canada, BD from Lagos, Olayin Karaji from Lagos. So, gentlemen, lady, you're welcome. George, what's happening? Wildfire destroyed, almost destroyed the whole town. Yes, half of the town went down. They said about 25,000 people had to flee that area yesterday because of the fire. George, let's hear the news. Why?
Okay, this is with the gas. We may need one or two. So once I know,
that's the video of the town.
Yes. It is a small town in Canada, in Alberta province. Actually, it's the commercial center of Jasper National Park. Okay, so what we see was that we've been seeing this fire, and because of the intensity of the wind, it's spreading, jumping from building to building, just burning down the whole entire place. But the good news is that quite a few number of people have lost their lives, and they are afraid that it might increase, because of the fire, and a lot of infrastructures were destroyed. But the main infrastructures that has been, protected, like, where the water is being recycled, some of the major buildings, they have actually been able to, prevent from being destroyed. But the fire is raging, and a lot of firefighters are being sent from different parts of the Canada and US actually to go and help. So it is really a very sad situation. But it's been, they're trying to maintain and control it. That's what we're saying now.
They're trying to maintain and
control it. The intensity of the fire is incredible. But for now, quite almost all this, the Jasper city has been evacuated. And many of the hotels around are just holding people and trying to protect them from the further disaster and all that stuff.
And we hear that town Jasper is one place where you have some of the beautiful scenery for tourism in Canada. Is that true?
For tourism, yes, it is. It is.
The national
it's a very tourist attraction. Yes, they have a national park there, and a few number of things. A lot of people used to go there. When you want to do what you call staycation. Staycation means you're staying in your country. You're taking your vacation within. Which is very good economically for the country. That is one of the most attractive places to go in Canada. In Manitoba. Yes.
Reggie, what question do you have on this? What comment do you have?
You see, my question is this: that Canada seems to be a very, very cold area, and regularly, almost every year, we have these raging infernos. Is there something around that area that makes it so easy for a cold area for the trees to burn so fiercely, and for the fires to rage so intensely? I'm surprised about it.
One of the misunderstandings and misnomer regarding Canada is when you hear Canada, you think you're talking about Alaska.
Yeah.
But in actuality, our weather here is similar to that of New York.
Okay.
Yes, it is, because we share
Very
borders
cool.
with them. Sometimes some areas share, like for instance, Vancouver. Vancouver is a warm area. It shares a border with Washington State, and they share similar weather too. So but when you hear about cold weather, you're talking about Calgary, you're talking about certain areas. And Canada land mass is just it's bigger than US, as a matter of fact. So we share borders all over the place. So like here in where I am in Toronto area in Ontario, we share the same similar weather with New York. When it's snowing here, most of the time it's snowing there. Our weather conditions are similar, but in actuality, it's not as when people hear about Canada, they think the whole entire place is cold, is freezing ice all the time. We do have we do have our four weathers. We only have about 4 or 5 months of winter, and the rest is warm. We have the fall, we have the summer, we have the spring also. So, and these are more relatively warm weather here.
Okay, thank you. That's a good one.
Thanks for the addition.
Yes, joining us while we're talking Canada is our man from Moscow, Russia, Dr. Godwin Ibe. You're welcome to Friday World Affairs. I think your mic needs to be checked. BD, how do you see what is happening in Canada? Do you have any question for George? Is there anything?
My question is almost close to what Raji asked.
Okay.
You understand? Because I was wondering, Canada, George have actually explained it to us that they have a normal weather, not like what we have presumed it to be. But please, can you elaborate more on the real sources of this life? What actually ignited this life? Because I read it on social media, but I really want to know the source of this incident.
Well, I mean, when fire like this starts, it could come from different areas, different causes. It could be somebody who dropped a cigarette on the ground, and because of the dryness of the weather, it just sparks off. It could be somebody, who intentionally started the fire, or some natural thing could have happened. You remember last year or 2 years ago, we had similar fire also.
Yes.
And it took a toll on the whole entire, even the air in Ontario was affected. People were being advised to wear their mask because of, the interruption and in the breathing and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, this is something that happens. It happens all over the place. Why I just experienced the same thing. You see it in California sometimes. You see it in Florida sometimes. So, but in Canada, it's been so predominant that it begs the question: why the fire? Because when it gets dry, it gets real dry. It gets real dry. And that's one of the major problems. And the dry weather actually is what encourages it with the wind. It makes it to spread quicker and faster. That's one of the major problems.
Okay, so yes, Godwin. Go ahead, go ahead.
Could the kind of material they use in their structures be a contributing factor to why this thing escalate the way it escalates? They use a lot of cabinet wood to build houses, to build structure. Could it be a contributing factor why?
Well, it contributes a great deal to the fact that when buildings are burnt down, they are burnt down because of the wood and all the things that they use in burning it down. If it was in Nigeria, the structure itself might stand, because we're using cement and blocks, to build our buildings. But yet, many things, like the roof and all that kind of stuff will be burnt down. You might still have a structure standing. But because of the way that they use the materials that they use, the outside might look, very like bricks and different kinds of material being used. But internally, they use soft materials that is actually flammable. And sometimes it's because of the, and that makes it easier to jump from building to building. And you see the destruction that is taking place a little more visible than would have otherwise been. And besides that, anyway, it would be easier if the buildings were like, we use cement to build our buildings. It would be easier, for the fire department to contain the fire while it is burning. But this one, most of the things inside will just, get into flames, and it becomes impossible almost, to stop it from spreading.
Thank you very much, George. Godwin, yes, we can hear you now. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. It's very sad. My heart goes out to them, especially the families, the pensioners who have lost their homes, livelihood, and almost everything. I hear some people are saying, like, how the hell do I start again? I'm 82. It's really sad. But what is the way out? I wanted to hear more about the way out. I mean, is there some special programs, like, apart from the rescue programs? I mean, like, insurance, is insurance going to cover it, or are they is this considered force majeure for even the insurance companies? Is there government bailout because their homes are destroyed? As I understand, 5,000 residents and 25,000 visitors. That's a huge for a village or for a small town. That's almost wiping out the whole real estate in that town and property. So I don't really know what the government is doing. It would be nice to know how those people are coping. Now, you cannot stop such kind of fire once it starts, but you can prevent it. And preventing it is by taking all the usual precautions when you know the weather is like hot and dry. Fire safety measures, checking standard of building materials, because some buildings will burn more than others, especially the wooden ones. So I think it's a recurring factor in Canada now, and I think in 2023 there were lots of that. I think it's time for the authorities or regulators to sit up and try to prevent it, because you can't stop, you can only prevent it.
Okay, good one.
Yes, the government is very good at that. Actually, they are very good. The prime minister have already visited the area, and he intends on doing much more. He's a hands-on type of prime minister. We have seen that. He's very caring, and the government, actually will help them. And insurance indeed will. The backdrop of the whole entire thing, advantages of that is that, when they pay out such large sums of money, these insurances that are, companies that are involved, then you tend to see the rate kind of skyrocket a little bit among others, so that is the only disadvantage of such things. But as for being paid, they do, and the government will subsidize and they will help them out. Usually they do. They have no, I have never seen one time such a situation happened, and then you start hearing complaints from the citizens, that the government is not doing what they're supposed to do, or complaining that, they're not helping out, or even the mayors and the rulers there. You will not hear any complaints, because the government will come out and they will help, because they know that putting back the whole entire place together will help the economy of the nation. If they let it lag, that what you see in a lot of countries, or especially third world countries, then having the people to be the ones to cater for themselves and try to put the buildings back or businesses back, it will then it will affect the economy at large. So they do. But those are not the major concerns. The major concerns are the immediate effect on the people, on the elders, and those that have lost everything. Most of the things we own have emotional attachments to it. So hopefully we pray that a lot of them will not just out of desperation or out of the emotional attachment to what they've lost, just drop dead.
Thank you, George. Thank you, everybody. Let's move on now. Today, Friday, the 26th, opens the Olympics 2024 in France, in Paris, and a lot of multi-sport events will be taking place. Paris is the main host city, but other metropolitan city of France will be having some of the events too. Guys, how are you ready to enjoy the Olympics? Raji, what's your view? Yeah, let me hear you.
Yes, I just wish that the economic situation and the social situation in France will make this a successful Olympics. I wish all athletes an enjoyable time at the Olympics.
You wish all athletes an enjoyable time. BD.
In my own case, I always look out for the races, the 100 yards and the relays, which was my favorite.
Okay, so you ran back in the days, eh? Were you a sprinter?
I was very good at encouraging those who are running.
Didi, are you ready to cover as a journalist, media person? Are you ready to give feedbacks on the Olympics, Paris 2024?
Yeah, I will do that a little. I'm not really a sport person, but surely I will. And I wish him all the best. And when I was in school, I used to run for 100 meters, and I was good at it.
Wow. So
have you forgotten when we were comparing BD's legs to this lady that they just did a movie for? What's her name again? What's love got to do with it in the United States of America?
Yes, Tina Turner.
Tina Turner. We are comparing her legs to Tina Turner's legs, and we say that she must have been doing, running during her early days.
Wow, that's nice.
You see my leg?
Nice.
Sir George. Sir George, you have to be
checking out
investigated.
legs now. George is checking out legs. Dr. Godwin, I hope you're not checking legs too.
Please don't drag me in a conversation that I was not involved in.
Anyway, is Russia prepared to? Russia comes out very well with the swimming, that gymnastic thing in the waters. Are they prepared to win this time? Take all the medals?
Russia isn't participating in this. I'm sure you know that the whole geopolitical situation has made Russian athletes to compete under what you call AIN, right? Call them again in the INA, rather, individual neutral athletes or whatever they call them. But we know that they are Russians at heart. They are root true Russians, and when they come back home, they'll be celebrating with the flag because they are good at most of the things they participate in, whether skating, fencing, swimming.
They are good at those things.
Usually get like maybe third overall, something like a second. First. But also we need.
It's sad that Russia won't be there. I tell you.
In all 30 games, it's crazy. But that's the state of geopolitics. It's coming at a very terrible time with this conflict in Ukraine, Israel-Gaza conflict, geopolitical separation, or do I say divergence, and also the social problems in France. They've made this wonderful Olympic look like some kind of inter-house sport, some kind of local inter-house sport, which it shouldn't really be, because if not for the individual enthusiasm of the athletes to promote their career, they would really rather stay out of politics. But they definitely are patriotic and love their country. But all these problems make this paramount international get-together sports event more like a local inter-house sport. Not very good.
Thank you. So, gentlemen, one other thing that we know with the information we got yesterday is that a woman, a golden voice, Celine Dion, will be doing the opening song. And we're wondering how we should do that with our health. BD. But maybe they are giving her a last time. Go ahead.
Of course, she would do it. There was one she did, that was last month. They actually wheeled her in with a wheelchair. She
Okay. Yes. So yes, American artists Lady Gaga and Celine will be doing the opening act, and a lot of also many American figures and individuals will be around The First Lady Jill Biden will be around. The mayor of New York and Los Angeles will be around, and some people, notable people, will be around. So, Raji, what's your take
Can
on
you
that?
tell us about Nigeria, about Nigerian teams?
Yes, that's where I'm coming with, Raji. Right? I don't know, Raji. Do we have our participants? Are they coming to pull up? We know what they do most times.
You see, as Gordon just mentioned, interest in Olympics now has waned. Has waned so much that, in fact, I'm not aware of much preparations from the Nigerian Olympic Committee for this Olympics. But I know there are some of our athletes, most of them who are outside the country, are going to be representing Nigeria. They are going to be participating.
Wow, thank you. Anything anybody wants to say? Yeah, George.
Yeah, but the thing is this. One of the major problems that they have had is a threat to to this Olympics. Actually, there's been a lot of expected terrorist acts that could happen. Which they have been trying to to prevent. And that's part of the problem that they had. Even while they were doing this opening ceremony, there was some hoodlums that attacked a train that was taking people to that place. And one of the other issues that they are having is, the weather condition, the rain and all that. But the planners are saying that they will continue because they've done everything that they could, to prevent people from being hurt, or prevent some of these interrupters from interrupting the ceremony and what is really going, the event itself. So hopefully, like Ola was saying, this actually, I don't think that the type of money they're supposed to make, because of the fear of maybe something happening in the midst, I don't think they're not going to make that kind of money, because there has been a lot of open threats against this, and so that's one of the major issues, and what Dr. Godwin called interhouse, that it looks like an interhouse, and that's exactly what it looks like. Actually, he described it very well, because you remember when other countries are doing it, the kind of noise you hear, you don't have the Gaza-Israel war, you don't have the Russian-Ukraine war, all those things that are taking place. So many things have taken the attention away from this Olympics, and it's very sad.
Okay, let me just do this as a news break that just came in. Cable came in now. It's a gang of people raped and killed children. Raped women, killed children in Papua New Guinea. It's a massacre. United Nations is reporting this. They say it's a result of a dispute over land and ownership and all that. And several people have been killed. So this is coming from Papua New Guinea. We had Papua New Guinea in the news last time with the flood and the mudslide. Now it is rape. Then we move on. Let's move on because of time. The U.S. Vice-President Harris says it's time to bring the Gaza war to an end. Guys, let's talk about this. That sounds like a good entry point for Harris if she sits on that. I mean, everybody wants to see an end of that war. Raji, what do you think? Harris said,
I think she's been wise by a dozen. She has been vice president for the past 4 years. This war has been on for almost 2 years. Is it now that she's talking, or has she been speaking and she has not been heard? So I don't think he's just trying to boost her presidential nomination position. That's all. Just a political statement.
By the way, why is it with most of us? Damn you do, damn you don't. The husband is a Jewish person. Also, we have to, number one, let's remember that. The husband is a Jewish individual. Now, is it political, or is the Democrats actually, saying that this war ought to end? Even when Benjamin Netanyahu was coming, about 280 members of the House of Democrats, did not want him to come because they want the war to be over. Democrats stands against this war ending, whether we like it or not, whether they're pretending or not, but we have to take them by their word because you can't go to their heart and see what is going on. We have seen that many times, the money is still being given. That's another area and that's the part of the reason why Benjamin Netanyahu wants us to come and address the House. Biden came out. When he came out and spoke against the war, that he needs to bring out a plan to stop the war, it actually shows their mindset. Whether they like it or not, they want the war to stop. So, and when they come out to speak, like Kamala Harris, she did not have any kind of, when the president speaks, is Biden, Harris government, whether you like it or not. So when one speaks, the other one speaks. But now Harris is out there to become the next president of United States of America. They're going to be expecting her to speak what she thinks, and that's what she's doing. So why are we damning her for saying what she's supposed to, what her mind is?
I'm not damning her. I'm not damning her.
Why are you giving excuses to reason why she's going to say, yeah, she's a politician?
I'm just making a statement of fact.
Anyway,
that's an assumption. That's an assumption, which is the lowest.
The Democrats started the war in the first instance. They put more petrol in the fire. They kept on arming the Jews, the Israeli government. Even up to this moment,
she's making that comment. The reason why she's making that comment is simply to Israel. Listen to me. The reason why she's making that comment because she is on top of the game right now. She is the the light bearer, so she ought to. If not, she will allow the president to make the comment. So stop it. Every time you guys.
I'm not going to stop it. She should have said something long time ago. She's looking for popularity.
Which is
that statement was so watery.
It's okay.
That statement was very watery.
Yes.
It's not watery. She made a comment and she wants the war to end, and they have been fighting to convince Benjamin Netanyahu, which all of us know, that the only person holding this war right now is Benjamin, is Bibi. Nobody.
It's the Democratic Party.
Is the only one sole individual that wants the war to continue.
Okay.
They want the war to continue. He wants the war to continue.
Okay.
Not you.
Let's hear from Godwin. Godwin, do you think she being the president might end all of this? And could this be a good campaign slogan to run with? I'm going to end the war.
Well, we know that it's not just Bibi. Yes, we have the IPAC, the Jewish lobby, largest Jewish lobby, who is also for the war and has a lot of common democratic sponsors. So it's not, there are people who make, the IPAC boasts about their ability to sit in anybody they want in government and eventually get what they want with their policies. They boast about it openly. So it's not just Bibi. He also has a lobby, which is well entrenched in the United States system, that have an interest to continuing the war. But I didn't really see any Kamala Harris. Yeah, I mean, I think it's in everyone's interest that somehow in the whole world will find peace. Both Russia, US, Israel, Gaza, Syria, and all the hot points of the world. I think it's in everybody's interest. We are seeing how even the Olympics is looking like inter-house sport, not to talk of the humanitarian crisis. And of course, the migration, which comes back to haunt all the Western countries. No, there's no interest. So I don't really see it as any damning criticism. It's just that it should have been done earlier. That's what he's trying to say. The fact is that the lobbies have so much power. They seem to have so much power, and sometimes they need to be curtailed because the citizenry, I mean, most of the citizens of the United States, and even Canada, as Sir George has rightly said, they don't want the war, and that's a fact. But somehow the lobby and Netanyahu gets his way, and the war machine. So it seems some kind of disconnect, misplacement of priorities on who should control the political landscape in the country.
Thank you very much. Okay, so That's it, viewers. Guys, let's run with one last news before we go. There's a strong report that came in last night. They said North Korea hackers are trying to steal nuclear secrets. U.S. and United Kingdom is putting out this warning. We know how delicate those kind of news can be. So North Koreans are attempting to steal secrets from private companies around the world. And it is said that the group is known as Onyx Fleet and Andrea Rail. These are the two hacking companies that have been mentioned. They're trying to steal classified information. George, do you hear? Do you heard that?
Yeah, I've heard about that, and they're interested in selling military secrets, and especially regarding nuclear armaments and nuclear equipments and all that kind of stuff. So the warning is out there, and it's intelligent that actually discovered that, because sometimes you can tell when they're trying to hack into your system, so, and as a result of that, they're not only trying to steal from the government, they also are attempting to hack into some of these companies that are doing the weapons and all that kind of stuff. So it's just a warning that is coming out, based on intelligence that came out.
Thank you. Good one, George. Raji, did you get that info too?
There's no news because all countries do that. So if American secrets American systems are being hacked into, and they are now shouting woof woof woof, they have been doing their own successfully, and then people have been. So I don't see anything strange in that. Every country does it. The Israeli, the Mossad, the CIA, the FBI, the Russian, whatever, they all try to infiltrate each other's system and take out information that may not be easily available. So there's no America is just crying woof woof.
Yes, America is not crying. America is not crying. America is warning countries. America is warning companies and warning companies. They're not crying. So they're just letting them know, protect yourself. That's not crying wolf.
Okay, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me warn everyone. Let me warn everybody here. There's going to be sunrise and there's going to be sunset. I'm warning you. There will be sunrise and there will be sunset. Yes? I hope it's a very intelligent warning. I mean, this is what intelligence agencies are for God's sake. I mean, come on. Like, I mean, we are bigger and better than this. I would assume it's what the intelligence agencies exist. It's the fundamental of their existence, right? To get as much information. Now, in terms of the reality we have today on the ground, North Korea has enough material to make 50 nuclear weapons. This is in Wikipedia. This is on many sites or Western publication. So is it to try to steal to make 51 or 52? That is the news now. Meanwhile, they have shown that they have intercontinental bases that can reach US, they can reach Guam, military base. They've shown it over the Sea of Japan millions of times. So what is the warning about? Honestly, let us look at the critical. There's no news, actually. No news, really.
No news. Anyway,
I mean, think about it for a moment. Think about this for a moment. Think about this. Remember, we're living in a very scientific world today, and there is a lot of advancement. So one of the things that countries are doing these days is trying to show their military might. To tell other countries, back off, we're strong enough. And if you mess up, we can, if you want to come against us, we're able to withstand. So it's not because they have, what they have done to do 50 nuclear warheads. There might be other countries that are quietly doing things that are even greater than what these people have. And for the reason why they're trying to steal these, secrets, which are, evidently every country is trying to, still is there. So there must be reason for them trying to, because under the intelligence, community, most of them know when there are advancements in technology and stuff like that. So there must be reason for them, which might not be known to both of us. And the only thing they're saying, protect yourself, don't allow them to infiltrate, into your distance to steal. So I don't see anything wrong with that. But, you see what just happened recently, and where Russia and China brought their planes close to, the American airspace and then left, which did not, hurt anybody. But these are things that they do just to show their military might that we are capable of, interrupting whatever that is going on. So let's not play them that much.
So, please, just one more point about North Korea. I think we should commend them that they have developed their IT systems to such an extent that they are becoming a threat to even the Western world. I remember a time when they infiltrated into the Bank of Pakistan or Bangladesh and moved about $1 billion. We should give them credit.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Clap for them.
I just want to add one thing. I want to add one thing. This whole thing about attacks and hacking and all this one is also a lot of rubbish, because the truth is that if it's in any of the geopolitical powers' interest to reveal nuclear secrets to North Korea to help them advance their nuclear, they will do it in a jiffy. It will not take any time. And the division of the East and West, the current East and West divide we are seeing, may be pushing some people, maybe pushing some people to think that maybe it's in their best interest that North Korea is nuclear capable. And this is probably go against the mutually agreed nuclear non-proliferation treaty. But the US pulled out of the intermediate nuclear range missiles and all of that. So we are seeing some kind of disregard for this common agreement on nuclear non-proliferation. So that is much more dangerous than this hacking, because to reveal the secret by geopolitical power, they will get the secrets fully, they will get the materials, they get the scientists to help them. It's much worse than this, hacking. Here.
It's much worse than this hacking. Thank you, Godwin. Thank you.
We're quite sure that Russia have already given them some secrets, because they're producing weapons for Russia. So we understand where you're coming from. So we understand that there are some countries that
guys, we have to go. Please, viewers, this is it.
Time is so short.
Friday, World Affairs, and the gentlemen have really pulled it up. So let's go open the Olympics with them. We will be running through the activities, watching, giving feedbacks, and thank you, viewers, for tuning in today. Thank you, George, for coming. Thank you, Godwin. Thank you, Raji. So have a beautiful weekend till we come again on Monday, Between the Lines. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve.